Hi, this is a short tutorial video on the empirical formula. The empirical formula is the simplest. You've already reduced your formula. And so what we're doing in this one is we are trying to calculate empirical formula. So the first thing you want to do is you want to turn your percent to grams. All that means is that you drop the percent and you're going to write grams. So 30.45% becomes 30.45 grams. 69.55% oxygen becomes 69.55 grams. That's step number one. Step number two is you want to turn your grams to moles. And in order to do that, you're going to go to the periodic table and you are going to, that is supposed to be nitrogen, not sodium. You need to go to the periodic table and you need to look up the atomic mass for each of your elements. So when you go to the periodic table, the atomic mass of nitrogen is 14.01. When you go to the periodic table, the atomic mass for oxygen is 16. Remember, you want 2 places past the decimal, but oxygen is one of the exceptions. So now you divide, and you want to try to get at least 2 decimal places. These are our mole answers. Step number 3 is you want to divide by the smallest mole. So whatever is your smallest number, you're going to divide that number into itself and the other choices. So our smallest number is 2.7 moles. So we're going to divide each of these by 2.7. This is a 1, and this is around 2.00 something, which is close enough to 2. Now the reason this is important is because these numbers become our subscripts. This tells me in my formula I'm going to have 1 nitrogen and 2 oxygens. So I'm going to have 1 nitrogen and I'm going to have 2 oxygens. We call this our empirical formula because this is the simplest. You cannot reduce it anymore. Now take a moment and name it. Ask yourself a couple of questions. Is it an acid? No, because it doesn't start with a hydrogen. Is it a metal and a nonmetal, or is it 2 nonmetals? 2 nonmetals. And do you remember what the rule is? When you have 2 nonmetals, you're going to use what? Prefixes. So if you were going to name this, there's only 1 nitrogen. Remember, you do not use mono on the first one. This would be nitrogen dioxide. This is an empirical formula and more.